Thank you so much for joining our discussion today on CRM and GoNo Go. I'm Courtney Kearney, founder and owner of C. Kearney Consulting, and we are so excited to have you join us. Wanted to let you know that on our website, ckearneyconsulting.com, we have a ton of free resources available to you. If you click the events, you can see that we have a free webinar that you're on now on the second Tuesday of the month. On the second Thursday, we have our user group calls. Those are system agnostic. So anybody who is looking at a CRM, has a CRM, is interested to talk about client relationship management, be sure to attend those user group calls. And then on the fourth Tuesday of the month, we have specific CoCentral training, Udinet CRM by CoCentral. If you go to the resources, you can also see all of our past user group calls, past blog posts that we have from other people. Definitely check out the website. On August 10th, our next free webinar is specifically looking at CRM and client capture plans. On September 14th, we're going to be talking about preparing for the holiday contact list, getting your contacts cleaned up and ready to go. Our paid webinars, July 27th, we're doing specifically looking at GoNo Go within the CoCentral environment. August 24th, we're going to be looking at CoCentral's client capture plans and how to utilize those. I'm going to drop our YouTube channel. So if you are not a follower or you haven't subscribed yet to our YouTube channel, be sure to do that. So today we're talking about the GoNo Go process. First, we're going to open it up with a poll. You should see that up on your screen. Do you have a GoNo Go process in place? Yes, we have a formal GoNo Go process with specific sets of questions. Yes, we have a formal process resulting in a weighted GoNo Go score. Yes, there is an informal GoNo Go conversation that gets documented afterwards-ish. Sometimes there's an informal GoNo Go conversation. And no, we do not have a GoNo Go process at all. It looks like we're missing a couple of votes, so I'll give us about 10 more seconds. Thank you so much for participating. It looks like we are split. We've got 71% yes, we've got a formal GoNo Go process with a specific set of questions, and then 29% with ish. Very good. Thank you for answering those. All right, so let's dive into the GoNo Go process. Without a process, Joy Gwynn did a presentation for when we did a marketing user group call, and she liked to call it throwing spaghetti. So throwing spaghetti against the wall just to see what sticks. That tends to be what people do if they don't have a GoNo Go process. My team and I talked about on Friday that it was one of the presentations at a recent conference that was given was kind of the wishbone. You're just wishing for something to happen if there's no formal process in place. Some people refer to this as the shotgun versus rifle approach. So the shotgun, a whole bunch of pellets go out, you see what hits. The rifle approach, you are aimed, strategic, you are spending all of your time and resources efficiently, making decisions about what those should be spent on. The GoNo Go is pre-marketing. So that is the positioning piece that goes into it. It's what we can do proactively, and it's also what we can do to increase our ROI. When you put a GoNo Go process in place, everyone benefits. Not just marketing and business development. I think that's where most people think of the benefit coming into play. But really, it benefits your technical staff because they are on projects that you know are suited for you, that have been vetted, that have been verified and qualified to pursue and best use their time and resources. It definitely affects the entire firm, especially if you're increasing that ROI. But not only that, it positively affects your clients because they know that you take your leads and pursuit effort seriously. They know that they have passed your Go No Go, where if you're chasing everything, they don't feel special. They don't think that you are putting any sort of strategy behind it. So really, it benefits everyone in the process if you do put a Go No Go place or a Go No Go process in place. Building the process into your CRM, talking about when do you ask those questions, where do you track the answers, and what do the results determine? So when do you ask the questions? Is it at the rumor stage? Is it once you know that there's going to be an RFP, RFQ that hits the street? Once that has been released, then you do the Go No Go. Are there certain questions that are asked at all those different stages? Some people have a Go No Go process for early leads, and then a separate one for once the proposal is out and you can review what the qualifications are that they put in that. Tracking the answers. I am not always a proponent of have the form be out of your CRM system. Sometimes that's not the best. I have seen firms that really invest in utilizing Excel, drop downs, weighted scores, and it's a beautiful system that they have cultivated. If that is the case, use that, absolutely, hands down. Don't try to recreate something that's working. What I would say is, where are you going to track the results of that? So I do think that the results should live in your CRM. So for example, if you complete your Go No Go score in the Excel form, upload that to the opportunity in your CRM system. Upload the PDF, the Excel, or have a field, if you get a score from that, in your CRM to track the score or track the results of your answers. If you are building it into your CRM and this is fresh for you, making sure that you are using something in the system that is reportable. I know that there are some CRMs out there that they do have built-in Go No Go forms, but you can't search or run queries on any of the information that your users answer within that form. You might be able to get a score or a PDF, but to me, that's trapped data. So look at utilizing either fields on the pursuit form, on the pursuit record, and then utilizing some of your workflow calculations or being able to get a weighted score if that is important to you, depending on the answers that people give. And then what do the results determine? The quickest way to make a Go No Go process fail is if, regardless of the results of your Go No Go, you still chase it. So really that is a top-down leadership accountability, to where if the Go No Go results in we should not chase this, then it should not be chased. If you are seeing that people are abandoning the Go No Go, it's not happening anymore, really digging in to find out if this is the reason. If it's that the results are proving that the Go No Go process is pointless, then yes, people are going to abandon it because it's a waste of time at that point. Are the results determining anything? So once a year, are you looking at what projects were profitable and what was their Go No Go? Did we say go on all of these? Are we answering questions like, is this profitable? Are we positioned well? And then it turns out we aren't? Or are the things that we're answering on the Go No holding true once the project is complete or in progress? Looking at those things would drive adoption into the Go No Go process, because then you are using the results. They are being utilized, and so it'll drive that adoption of your Go No Go process. The process decisions. Will it be an informal discussion? If so, Should there be a go, no go discussion, yes, no box in your CRM? Is there a formal form to complete? If so, what's happening to that form once it is complete? And then is there going to be a weighted score? So one of the examples that I'm going to give in a couple slides is if it's a score above a certain amount, then it goes to leadership and says, this passed muster, let's approve it. Here is the gray area, and then these below the score are an absolute no-go. Some of the questions that I've seen pop up that are pretty popular. Has the firm done the proper positioning work? Really diving into that client relationship, asking questions as far as, is this a repeat client? Do we have a long-standing relationship with this client? How many people do we know or have relationships with at that firm or the decision makers specifically? What intelligence do we know about this project specifically? Is the firm best suited for this project? I think this is one that gets overlooked if you're not specific. If you stay generic and just say, is the firm best suited for the project? You could get a yes every single time. But if you drill down and ask, is our past experience best suited for this project? Is the pricing in line with allowing us to be profitable? Is our workload, staff availability, both on the technical and the marketing side? Is the location ideal? And compared to our competition, are we still best suited for this project? Sometimes we aren't the best fit for that project. Is the project funded? If so, will it be profitable? Can we work within the client's contract? Is it the right fit? Some people want to only chase those negotiated contracts. Some flourish under CMAR. Some flourish under the Bill Business or P3. Whatever those will look like for you, know the contract type going into it. Some of the process part of it is once you do have this question, know what are the deal breakers. Some of that can come from a score, so the deal breakers get weighted heavier. Some of that is you don't go on in the score. So if the first question is, have we done pre-positioning? If the answer is no, then it's a no-go. Some of that just depends on what the deal breakers look like for your firm. Whose responsibility is it to complete the go, no go, and when in the process? What project or client intelligence is a must? So again, kind of defining what those deal breakers are. Does it have to be an existing relationship? Is it just knowledge of the decision makers? Is it just an awareness of the projects in advance? What is that intelligence or the fit piece that is a must? So now, before I dive into some examples, I want to check in on the chat and Q&A. If you have any questions about what I've covered so far, feel free to drop it in the chat window or the Q&A. All right, perfect. We're going to move forward to some examples. So this is a go, no go that is broken up by section, as in general information, pursuit, availability, capability and capacity, client relationship or relations and intelligence, the competition, cost and profitability. You can see that there is a go based on the yes, no responsive. There is is there a proposal sponsor? Does the marketing director say that it's a go or a no-go? All of this is determined by who's filling out the form and the information. You can do just yes, no. We'll look at another one next where it's more of a 1 through 4 scale. I think really looking at your questions, if you are going to have a long list of questions like this, breaking it up and grouping it is very helpful for your user adoption and your user friendliness, so that when I pull it up, if I look at this and there's 20 questions, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. But if I just look at it, there's only 4 at a time, 2, 6. that seems more doable so that they can get through it quicker, and it's just easier to the eye if you break it up. The next one we're going to look at is on that scale that I had mentioned. So 1 being neutral, 2 moderate, 3 strong, 4 very strong. The way that this firm did it was they still broke it up into sections. So we've got branding, availability, the delivery model. They don't want an answer for every single question. Instead, it's just for those questions grouped together. So from a branding opportunity perspective, is it neutral, moderate, strong, very strong? From an availability, asking those questions, which way do you lean for that section? It gives you a score at the end, and you can see if it's 74 or above, it's a go. 22 to 73, we discuss it. Below a 21 is a no-go immediately. Another example is looking at basic information through a drop-down response instead of yes, no, or maybe open-ended questions. These are just predetermined drop-down. There are weighted scores, so depending on how I answer, the relationship with the client answer, or the past experience with the client, my score would reflect that in the upper right-hand corner. If there is a score of 161 or above, it's a go. If not, it's a no-go. You can provide additional comments or clarifications for this one. The form that you see on my screen now is built into a CRM system. So when you click submit, if it is above that 161, a workflow email is triggered and it goes to the leadership to say that this opportunity has passed the GoNo Go form or the GoNo Go process and will continue. Please review it and approve or deny further effort being taken on this pursuit. Any questions about the examples that we have seen on our webinar today, or any that someone else does differently that you would like to share? Drop it in the Q&A or the chat window. I don't see any. I'll keep my eye on it. I blew through it really fast. I don't have any other examples or talking points for today. Usually I'm either cut off right at 30 minutes or go over. So today is kind of a fluke and we're under the time. Our next webinar, like I said, is July 27th. It's the GoNo Go and Uninet CRM by Cosential. We're going to look at how to create a GoNo Go within the opportunity record in Cosential. I do appreciate you taking the time, the quick 20 minutes that we've spent together today. I'm going to stay on, so if you have questions, whether they're GoNo Go related or not, or just CRM, feel free to drop them in the chat window or the Q&A, and I will address those. If not, feel free to sign off, and thank you so much for spending a little part of your day with me.